been a really long time, but here I am with episode 18. For those of you who are new, my name is Caroline. You can find me on Ravelry as Woolbox, on Instagram as wool_box, and you can find my hand-dyed yarns on Etsy, which is zazuyarns.etsy.com. So, where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's almost Christmas now, and I haven't been podcasting in quite a while, at least over a month, I guess. We have been very busy because, you know, we bought a new house. We will be getting the key January 5th, and we will actually have to move by the end of January. And since we have a lot of work to do on the house, we have been pretty busy with that. And next to that, obviously, work, for some reason, is always way busier in those last months before Christmas than it is in summer when, I don't know, when it's good to have a little work. I don't know. So, I've been pretty busy. And then, obviously, this podcast is not called A Really Big Surprise if I did not have a surprise. And I just can't wait to tell you guys, because there's another reason why I haven't been podcasting, and that reason is actually the biggest reason I have been podcasting, because it has been wearing me out. So the reason is, drum roll, I'm pregnant! So this is a baby. I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably can. It has 2 hands, luckily, 2 feet. This is the head, and this is the body. Oh, and there are legs as well, but they are kind of somewhere back. I don't know exactly how that works. Surprise! Well, this was a surprise to us too, because, well, we didn't expect things to go as fast as they did, so it was just one shot and it was a bingo. So I think I don't know, Sheep was kind of, when we found out, he was kind of turning red, sweaty, you know, I think the usual stuff for guys when they know, oh my god, I'm gonna be a father. And I was actually oh my god-ing the entire time, so and I think that lasted for about a few weeks before it kind of sank in. Right now I'm a little over 13 weeks, and I'm due June 28, I guess. It's somewhere here. I'm constantly forgetting everything, you guys. This is something I should know, and I always know this by heart, but I'm doubting if it's 26 or 28, but I think it's 28. June 28, and I have just been so tired. I have a new hobby, sleeping. So I actually haven't been knitting at all for weeks, because I don't know, I'd get home from work and just the only thing I wanted to go to was my bed. Same in the weekends. Actually, when I got up in the weekends, we would get up about 8 a.m. or something like that, have breakfast, the two of us, do some laundry, whatever, and then it would be 11:30, and I would go back to bed already, because I don't know, this is some kind of fatigue you don't get rid of. It's not like having an after dinner dip and just drink a cup of coffee and then you'll just have to wait for 30 minutes and it'll be fine. No, it's I don't know, it hangs on to you and it does not let you go until you sleep. So That's what's been going on. What else has been going on? My body is changing, obviously, but this is the first time for me, so I was not expecting to get these big, you know, these guys to get so big, because normally they're cute size, and within 8 weeks it was they were already, I was getting in the shower, you know, in the bathroom, and we have a mirror there, and you're just taking your clothes off and getting ready to get in the shower, and then all of a sudden, what is that? What's going on in that mirror? You know, things like that, and it'll probably not be the first or the last time that'll happen. Well, it was the first time, but it won't be the last time, I guess, because everything is, as I said, I'm only a little over 13 weeks now, so I just had 1/3 of the pregnancy, so I'm really curious and a little anxious on what's to come. So if I know there are a lot of women or mothers looking or watching this. Wow, my words, great. So if you have tips for me, or you just know something's gonna come up later on and it scared you and you're like, let's prepare her before she goes nuts, do so. Please send me a message on Ravelry or in this episode's thread, whatever, below the video. And I'm sorry to all the guys, if there is a guy watching this, or maybe multiple guys, I don't know, I'm sorry, can't help it. It's the way it is. So but I have started knitting again. I think this last week or so, or maybe 1.5 weeks, something like that. So I obviously want to show you those projects, so I'm going to show you what I am working on. And then I have a little bit of news about the knit along, because I said there was going to be a knit along for my first pattern, the Tulip Fields shawl. But I got a lot of messages from you saying that you had a lot of Christmas knitting to do. So I am going to postpone the date, the end date, to at least March 1st. So please join in and take your time, or join after the holidays. That's fine as well. You will have enough time. And then the end date will be March 1st. So do so. You can find the pattern when you go to my Ravelry page and click